All right, here we go for the tube. Say hi, tube.
What up, tube?
Hey, YouTube.
All right, and last but certainly not least,
It's time.
it is time. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, watch this energy change.
Let's
in
do it.
3, 2.
Welcome to another episode of Business Bros.
There it is.
Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Hernan Cias, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
The insurance bro, James Cias with Pipeline Insurance, and we have a hell of a show for y'all ready to go today.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's Friday.
It's Friday. You know, it is what it is.
Let's do it.
But we are excited to welcome to the show someone who's going to help you get some branded gifts out to your clients with sharp retention. Welcome to the show, Eric Gillman. Thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
The
Thanks
Butter
for
Knife
having
King.
me. Yeah, exactly. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday, everyone listening.
Happy Friday.
Or whatever day it is that you're listening to it.
That's true.
There you
That's
go.
true. When you're listening to replay, it could be any day.
Yeah,
so
could
happy
be.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, happy day.
There
I knew you were going with it. I knew you were going with it. I knew you were going with it.
Should we do it?
It was karaoke night last night. It's
Right?
cool.
He still got a little bit of juice in him. All right,
Yeah.
ladies and gents, 365 pairs of shoes. Remember, that's what we're going for. So if you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up 619-884-0045 or James at csfirst.com. He'll hop on his Harley right over there and get them from you. And we're thankful for every donation. But if you're in town on Saturday, we're going to be at Imperial Beach from next Saturday, not tomorrow, next Saturday, August 24th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So you can bring your shoes, also bring a water gun, get ready to pick up some trash. Let's clean up the beach. Let's have some fun. Let's shoot each other with some water guns and make a memorable day. And then on Sunday, if you want to get some energy done, Christian's Big Heart Run is happening on Sunday. You can register. Hit me up on...
Which Sunday is that?
This is Sunday the 25th, August the 25th. So hit me up at Business Bros Pod. I'll send you details for either of the events. You can find details for the beach cleanup on our website, csfirst.com/events. Just look down the event for the beach cleanup. You'll see the flyer, and you'll be good to go. Boom. That's a lot of promos. I just got to get them all through.
You did great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you even
Feel like
remembered Christian's Big Heart like you said you wanted
I
to.
wanted
So
to.
great
So,
job.
Boom. Nailed it.
You know, I said if I did, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Oh, it's going to be a great show.
Telling you, man, the energy changes like quick, doesn't it?
It's because
you
the
did
silence
power
button
move
like
and-
exits. Like you untap the mute button and you're good to go. Now
Yep.
I can ask you any questions. Like, butter knives, really? What's up, man?
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Starting with the big one.
Starting with the big one.
If you'd run into me 12 years ago when I first started working for Cutco and you said, hey, in 12 years from now, you're going to be the most successful butter knife salesman of all time to realtors, I'd be like, wow, I don't know what time machine you came out of, but sounds like a hell of a ride. But yeah, so
But it's been a good one though, right?
it has actually been just that, a hell of a ride, man. Started working as a high school summer job selling Cutco knives. And the long and short of it, it's ended up now I work with realtors and lenders taking that awesome product. I'm sure we'll get into it a bit.
Yeah.
And we engrave it, and we specialize in really helping business owners, specifically realtors and lenders, stay top of mind. And most importantly, appreciate people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
kinda what-
giving the gift is awesome. I got some Cutco knives sitting in my drawer. When I bought my house before I had my real estate license, I had my aunt help me out. She was one of those that I give Cutco knives, and so I have knives sitting in there from actually not this house, it was like 2 houses ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still there. They're sitting in my drawer. Like sometimes I don't even use them because they look so nice, you know what I mean? But I know every time I look in that drawer, they're right there, and the name of the agent, in this case my aunt, right, but the name of the agent is sitting right there. You're always like, I remember that.
Yep.
I mean, that to me is like the gift that keeps on giving. Like it's the thing. It sits in your kitchen. It's got a great design. It's cool. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't use them very much, but they're there.
Well, I hear that from clients. Sometimes they'll tell us, clients being realtors, they'll be like, our clients don't even use them. They just put them on display because they just look so nice. But really,
isn't that awesome?
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about it, whether it's, I love Cutco. I've been doing it for a while. I think it's the best possible thing we could be branding. I think you nailed it. It's more so about putting your name or a piece of branding in front of your clients that's super high quality, that just reminds you of you being the business owner or person who gave it to them, and reminds them of like it's a really high quality experience as well. So whatever it is,
100%.
but we happen to have found this product Cutco, and it's just the most badass thing you can brand, and so that's what we
I mean,
in on.
all product aside, the product.
Am I close enough? By the way,
you're
Jim?
close
Am I
enough.
good?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, you'd hear yourself, but you know, all branding aside, all that sort of stuff, we'll talk about that a little bit later. The product stuff we know is fantastic, right? It's got a lifetime guarantee. You know, everybody knows cocoa knives are amazing. But what I'm really curious about, you said you started in high school, right? And so I was talking to my wife earlier, and I was like, oh, you know, Eric's gonna come over. He's a cocoa guy, and she told me, and she's told me this a couple times, but every time she tells me, it astonishes me. She's like, yeah, I sold cocoa knives for a little while, like, you know, but she didn't keep going with it. And you know, my thing to her was, well, did you own a cocoa knife? And she was like, no, I could barely afford to like eat, you know, hamburgers and stuff. I go, well, that might be one of the reasons why you weren't able to continue selling it. You didn't believe in the product. You started in high school. So I'm going to ask you the same type of thing. How did you decide to believe in this product? When did you decide, like, this is my thing that I'm going to sell?
It's a good question. I mean, kind of, honestly, just from the start, like, I saw the quality in it. I went to the interview, which a lot of they recruit out of high schools and colleges. That's where a lot of people start. And because it's flexible schedules, you can earn student credit, and scholarships, all the different stuff. So it's a great time to start. You've got a great circle of influence and stuff like that. But I saw the actual product and I recognized the quality of it. Well, this is good. I can get excited about stuff. You know, have a colorful past before that too. And I was like, I'll sell anything, if you know what I mean, and just getting stuff done. And I just kind of jumped right into it, and you know, thankful to my parents who didn't really question it. Like my mom, you know, came home one day and to quote her, I was in my senior year of high school and I got in some trouble. I noticed you got the book behind me. I got kicked out of high school my junior year for selling weed and cheating on a math test, being honest on it.
The best stuff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually, I kicked out for it, but nowadays they just give me an entrepreneurship trophy. I mean, it's legal. But so that happened and I was in so much shit with my life that my mom was like, she came home and said, quote, if you don't get a fucking job, again, you're going to end up working at Ralph's again this summer. And I was like, whoa, I don't want to do that ever again. So got this job on Craigslist selling knives on a Wednesday. Trained on Thursday. Came home, sold knives on Friday. And then like it didn't really, I didn't really take off with it because I was still running with like a bunch of derelicts and like a bad crowd of people. But then slowly through different methods, kind of talk about it in the book and circle of influence and you know, learning goal setting in life in general, just kind of slowly gradually took off from there. And that's one of the things I talk about is in my opinion, there's no big giant turnarounds in life as much as there are just small changes that you make every single day and adjusting your path kind of like a plane along the way. So you know, people are like, when did it really click for you? I'm like, it's still clicking kind of, you know, and like and that's what I love about it. It's kind of new and exciting still 12 years later every day, and there's been several turns, you know, you call it U-turns, you can call them full loop-de-loops in my career where, I mean, if you've been doing something for 10 years and haven't thought about quitting at least 50 times, well then, I don't know what you're doing.
You're probably not doing it right.
Something not very challenging, but
well, I want to dig a little deeper into your high school life, if you don't mind, because I mean, I'm with high school students all the time, and believe me, I have a handful of kids that are like you. I have a handful of kids that have been, most of them have been struggling in school. Period. Some of them are just in the same type of life that you are. I mean, I know some of them are selling weed, whether they will admit it or not, right? But more so, I got other kids that are selling what would be illegal products on campus, but they're not illegal products, chips and ice creams and all that sort of stuff. Right, selling their own products. Funny story. I'll do this. So, I've had kids create like podcast type content in class, right? Because I want them to get in the habit of making something that could be a valuable skill. So, in one period, I have a bunch of kids that sell a bunch of stuff. So, their idea for the show, the first show we did was like narco style. So they're talking about the products that they sell illegally, and we did a video where we'll blur out their faces and then talking about their products.
This is like a video project y'all did.
For in class. So it's really fun stuff that I'm trying to get them to do. But
How old are they?
They're 17. They're seniors.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
So they're about to go out in the real world, and we just finished talking about all kinds of applicable things. We were talking about. I mean, I just finished a section on Social Security, Medicare, tax when it comes to employment. So like not the funnest topic in the world. So I try to make it a little bit funner. So for you, what do you think? What would be a good thing for me to do to get these kids like to buy in? Because I'm talking about some great stuff in school. We're going to be talking about how to buy a house, how to open a bank account, how to buy a car, how to write a tax return, all these relevant topics, right? But it's not relevant to a 17-year-old kid yet. Next year, 18, once they got a job, all of a sudden all these things like are like relevant. But before that, not quite yet. What do you think helped turn you around?
It's a great question, yeah, and to go back on, I love what you're saying, that what they're selling is not illegal. People ask, like, how long have you been in sales? I'm like, I've been in sales my whole life, you know? Like, even before I got in trouble for selling weed or anything, I used to be a super overweight kid, so I went to fat camp for 4 years. I sold gum at fat camp and sugar packets. That's super high priority stuff, but so, like, I get, like, that mentality of, like, there's something about just doing something the teenager's going to want to do because it's forbidden, because they want to do something that they're not allowed to do, essentially. But to get to more of your question of, you know, what's one thing that could turn them around, at least speaking of from personal experience at the time, and then also, like, looking back on it, what I'd say is, like, personal experience, I just started getting healthy for myself. And that's what changed. People, the reason I wrote the book, it's called The Power to Change. People are like, what changed? What changed about you? How'd you change? What'd you do different? I'm like, I changed. And it wasn't like, oh, you turned and one day just did everything different. I started drinking water instead of soda. And then I started eating salad instead of chips or whatever. So I just started getting healthier. So that was what I did, like, on the personal end. Looking back on it at the time, like, what made a difference to me, that was, because then that helped me realize the cause and effect aspect of do something good, have something good, like, that feels good happen to you. Like, drink more water than soda, feel less like shit afterwards. Like, eat a salad instead of pizza, like, feel like, be able to work out later. And so it was just, and that was, you know, spanning 4 years of learning into 3 sentences there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm always encouraging people to do. And that's really the core root of my message that I try and share with people, you know, outside of, obviously, you know, with the branded gifts. And one thing that I love about Cutco and that a lot of people love about it is it's a means to create a certain lifestyle and get, you know, do different things. Like, able to write a book and share with young people and stuff like that. But, yeah. And so looking back on it, though, what I would say, like, that Eric now would probably prescribe to younger people is, like, start having like, it's hard, but, like, a vision. Like, where do you see things? And actually walking young people through that. Like, what do you, like, not 50 or 60, like, where do you want to be when you grow up? Like, where do you want to be in 5 or 10 years? Because, like, for me, it was like, well, where do we want to be in 5 or 10 years? Well, what do I keep doing what I'm doing? It's getting a great quote. You're getting a great idea of my mom here. She is, you're gonna die or get arrested or go to prison before you ever get a chance to go to college. For me, that was a wake up. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and some of my friends, not, like, luckily not super, they did die, and then, like, friends went to prison and stuff like that. And it wasn't, you know, I didn't grow up, like, super hard or anything. I grew up in Carmel Valley, but, like, that was just the fact of the matter. I'm just running with this bad crew of people. So paint your vision, and then also on that note too, I think a huge factor is circle of influence. You know, what changed? I stopped hanging around people who are, you know, getting in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
I stopped hanging around people who were, like, just chilling and smoking weed all the time and skating, and I started, you know, selling more knives instead of skating every day. And then, but not every day, slowly but surely. And then before you know it, now I'm, you know, selling knives 4 days a week and skating 2, and as opposed to, you know, whatever it was, or just.
But you're still Eric.
Got a skateboard in my car, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point. It's like you didn't completely eliminate who you are.
Yeah.
You just started to prioritize things a little bit different. You started to put health before just being lazy. You started to put a little bit of effort into what you wanted to do versus just kind of gradually drifting through life.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, those are habits, like those are like internal decisions that you have to make. Like, my biggest struggle, and I don't know if you have an answer to this, because I don't even have an answer for this. Like, when I'm talking to a 17-year-old kid, how do I get them to see, like, all they see is, well, I'm gonna get lit, right? You know what I mean? Like, what do I have planned? What do you want to do in the next 5 years? I'm gonna get lit every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do we get them to be past that little bit of mentality? What is it that I can say? What is it that I can show them? What is it that we can do to help them see that end result is not really where you want to be? You might like the feeling of where you're at that particular second, but not what the compound effect of doing that on a daily basis is.
Yeah, I think what's great is what you're doing, you know, painting that picture of, like, what it means to actually create, like, a life, talking about, like, banking and just, you know,
life
and nutrition or rent or credit. That's a big one that I learned the hard way, and many people do, you know. And so, yeah, just talking about those things. But then I hate to, it's tough with a young person too. Is like, pain is a bigger motivator than pleasure. I got healthy, and I'm controversial nowadays saying this, but, like, I got picked on a lot, dude. And it sucked. And, you know, you got to go home and cry sometimes because you got bloody nipples from being pinched and being the fat kid, to finally one day not eat the fucking donut in the morning. And so, like, some days you got to have, you know, it's like these kids might have to, like, you got to, it's not, you know, the old days of, like, show them the driver's ed video, like, look, there's brains on the freeway. Be like, well, you know, the bottom line is, like, this is what life is like, you know, in 5 years for a lot of people, like, totally in debt, out of college, or not in school, whatever. It's just, that's where it's headed. So if that's what you want, and then surrounding them, and then the last thing would be like, well, you can't just like throw kids under the bus and be like, your life's gonna suck, dude. If you keep like, what's your goal? What's your vision? I want to get lit. Well, that blows. So enjoy that. You can't do that. That's you know, and part of it is what you're doing is surrounding them with positive influence people. You know, there's so much negativity in the world, but there's so much, you know, motivation and influence and cool things to see and do. I mean, the internet goes both ways, but unfortunately, it's just swayed in this dark way of just stupid crap to look at, or
it's much easier to check out,
right? And it's, you know, I'm just as guilty as everyone else. Like, just yesterday I was cooking, and I put some movie on in the background that I've seen before, and I was like, I should be listening to my Spanish. Like, I'm trying to learn conversational Spanish, and I was like, that's boring, my brain is tired. And like, it doesn't end. Like, people are like, oh, when did you get, you know, so disciplined, or when did you get, it's a muscle, dude. It's a muscle you got to start working. And the younger these kids can start working that muscle, that the better off it's gonna be. But it's weak because you just want to get lit right now. I get it, man. It's super fun. It's way easy. Look outside. It is gorgeous. Like, why would you care about, like, you live in this nerfed up world, dude. My brother, I got two older brothers, live in DC. He just always like, dude, you live in this little bubble. It's like, and it's beautiful. We love it, but it's like, it's crazy. So yeah, dude, it's just being around like that good circle of people and painting that picture both ways, but just having that, you know, I'd say is using all the influence we have out there too.
When it comes to the circle of influence you had, what was it like for you? And I don't know if you did this or not, but what was it like for you when you decided this isn't the circle I want to be in? What happened to those friends? Did you just like, hey guys, like, this is not the life for me, peace, and like just bounced? Or how did you decide to change your circle or shift your circle or leave your circle?
You know, it's never really, you don't really have to leave your circle. You just change yourself and it changes. Like, so, you know, I still got a couple of my homies who I know who, like, especially when I was living in PB, who like still live in PB. I love them. If I want to go live that lifestyle for a day or a weekend, usually now just an afternoon, I go, it's there. Yeah. 92109 till I die, except not anymore. Like, they're chilling. They're there. And good friends, the bottom line is real friends, if it's an actual friend, have nothing but love for it, dude. They'll be happy that you're making a good decision, you're making choices. And anybody who reflects on, oh, that's stupid, that's dumb, like, there's just self-reflecting, like, I'm pissed off because I don't have I'm not saying it's everybody, but like a lot of that negativity comes from like, I don't want to do that, I'm not willing to do that, you're gonna do that, so fuck you, bro. And you're just gonna, you know, crabs in a bucket the whole situation and bring people down. And if that's your situation, man, you just gotta sometimes be like, dude, it's been real, and if you want to feel that way about it, if you don't think I'm cool anymore because I don't come chill, like, well, come, like, it's like nowadays too, people want to come hang out. You want to come chill with me? Like, you want to get on my calendar and like hang out, spend some time. You want to go to happy hour? Dude, I will go to happy hour with you October 6th, 10th, probably, you know, 12th. Those are the days I'm going to be drinking alcohol, hanging out. You want to get a workout in? Dude, we'll go today. We'll get a run in. That's what I'm going to be doing. So you want to come be part of my life? Let's go do shit that I want to do. Not always. I'm not saying like you got to do what I want to do.
Yeah,
but like if you're never down to go be like, no, man, I don't want to do that. That's dumb. Well, that's what I care about. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Well, it's funny that you said that because
again, this is a muscle, dude. Like, I know this comes from like a company like, dude, that's pretty like bold. And it's like, yeah, that didn't happen at first. So it's like, especially talking about the young people you're talking about. Like, at first, you just got to slowly, like, just making these small little choices of, like, I'm not going to party. For me, like, when I was, great example, freshman year of college, state, woo, Aztecs for life, like, dorm life, all that, dude. And I was living, my folks had a house in Carmel Valley where I'm from the East Coast originally. They were in the process of moving back. So, basically, they had this condo in Carmel Valley. It was empty most of the time. So, Friday night rolls around, dude. I was an assistant manager with Cutco at the time. I chose the fraternity of selling knives over the fraternity of a Greek fraternity. Best choices of my life. No offense if you're Greek. It was.
Yeah.
I went to your parties. It was great. But But yeah, I would go every Friday night. My friends would think I was so freaking weird, but I would, like, Friday afternoon rolls around, everyone's grabbing 30 racks, just chilling, doing whatever, getting lit, hanging out. I'd pack up my car. I had a Saturday morning team meeting every Saturday in my freshman year of college. I had to be there at Encinitas at 8:30 to go talk to these. I was the manager. I was like 6 months older than most of my people. But I, and I go chill on Friday night. I go hang out at a house in Carmel Valley, like, by myself Friday night, freshman year of college. And it's like, I look back on it at the time, it was like, dude, you're crazy. We're raging down here. And it's like, well, it's probably the same raging you're going to do tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So
I'll see you tomorrow night.
It's probably going to be pretty similar to the rage that I saw last week too.
Yeah.
So, and probably Wednesday as well. So,
well, that's college life, right?
That's just life in general. Party's a party, dude. Parties all include the same thing, just a variance of how much degrees. They all include, people, music, food. That's it. It's and drinks.
And you got a party.
Just and drinks. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's right, party. So anyway,
no, but that's but again, like, it's one of those things. Like, you said a couple things during that one. It was like, you want to come hang out with me? I'm available this day, this day, this day. To me, that's, you're already saying, like, I have a schedule. Like, I stick to things. There's things on my calendar. These are the days that I have available for that. It's not that I don't want to hang out with you, but I live by my calendar now. Like, I set things in order so that they're part of my priority. This is what I want to do because this is where I want to be in life. Mm-hmm. And I'm not kicking you out. I'm just saying, this is when we're available. Like, what is it that you want to do? And then I'll show you on my calendar where it is that slot will fit for us to do that sort of thing. And, like, that thought process of, if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. Like, that's how we live our life. Like, if it's not on the calendar, it ain't happening. It's not even a thought. Like, I look at my calendar, what's going on today? And these are the things that are going on. And that's it.
Yep.
Like, nothing else, because everything else is a distraction to where I want to go.
Yeah. And I mean, and whenever I don't coach people directly anymore. Whenever I did, and whenever people want any advice, I don't coach people directly, but I'll chat with you if I have the time.
Yeah.
Around. First question I ask, what is your relationship like with your calendar? What is it like? Is your calendar your soulmate? My calendar is my soulmate. I see my calendar every day in the morning. I see my calendar every day before I go to bed. I know my calendar pretty damn well. Those days I gave you in October, those are real days. That is a Saturday, a Sunday that I'll be in Vegas, and the following Friday that I'm going. Like, those are real days that I know because I know these things off the top of my head, right? Or is your calendar like your side chick that you check into 3-4 times a week? You wonder what it's up to. Hopefully it's cool. Hopefully you're cool with it. You're going to get paid like that too. So it's going to give it right back to you. So, like, so it's just, I'm working backwards from, been working on a 10-year plan for the last 4 years. I'm kind of where I want to be, give or take. Obviously things change and are different, but when you come with that, like I was telling you with these young people, like, start with this vision. And for them, it's hard to grasp, 10 years, or what do I want to do, a 10-year plan? But, what do you want your life to be like a year from now? Because, like, the way you're going, a third of you are going to be in jail. And then the other third of you might go to local school. The other 30 you're gonna go work at Walmart and just be a dude for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Does that sound good?
Which is okay if that's what you want.
And that exactly, like, if that's really what you're going for, and, like, let that marinate with people. And again, I haven't worked with young people directly nearly as much as you, but again, to me, it's like, and you come off as kind of an a-hole sometimes, but pain is a bigger motivator than pleasure. And you know who I remember is my biggest influence in life? The biggest assholes that I know.
Really?
In a good way.
Yeah.
So football coaches, certain bullies in school, like,
assholes, but they cared.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like they were tough on you. It's not like they're they're doing it because they want to be bigger than you or mean to you or rude to you, whatever the perception is in your head. Oh, they're trying to get one up on me. No, that's silly. And sure, there's bad people out there who are like that, but for the most part, the people who you hate the most, or have that animosity towards, the ones who are actually just pushing you, and you're just mad because they're
poking at you. They're asking you those questions that are really making you think about yourself. You're looking in the mirror at that point, and you're like, am I full of shit? Right? Am I really, I had a discussion today with the kids. We did kind of an interview, and we were talking about, like, conforming. And for them right now, the biggest thing is, you're in high school. Are you changing who you are to try to fit in with somebody? Or are you being who you are and letting people, your tribe, come to be with you? Yep. Like, which one are you doing? Because one of them's going to make you happy, understanding who you are. The other one's going to drive you nuts because you're always going to be pretending. Yep. You're never going to be going in the direction you want to go in because you're not even you. Like that's
you nailed it right there, dude. As you're describing it, it's just I always try and think back, because especially writing a book and just trying, and I have some goals to do some speaking in the future for young people. It's like I have all these big, this have vision and goals, and break it down to the ridiculous, and pain's a bigger motivation, pleasure, and it's a success cycle, and failure over option, and blah, 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 and all these things that I have in my mental arsenal that you have to just think back to when you're 17, 18, that you just don't have the mental capacity. Not to say they're not able to absorb it. They just don't know this stuff yet. So you have to go back to step one and just be like, okay, let's think like, again, like 6 months out from now, like a lot of your life's going to not be great. Do you want that to be the trajectory? Like, what do you... Like, again, it's tough, because if they're just like, oh, I just want to chill. Like, if you were to ask 18-year-old me, again, if you went back, like, dude, you're going to be the top knife salesman in all of Southern California. I'm like, you mean, like, I'm going to bomb the hills, like, the fastest? Or what? Like, it wouldn't add up. But it's just, painting that picture and working with that smaller vision. And it's, like I said, it's a muscle, dude.
100%.
And you got to, if you could, I would say, convey that message. Like, the reason you don't want to do this, if you actually want to get better at anything, you just have to work this thing. And if you're interested in getting any better at anything in particular, it's just like, let's start now. And that goes from, I remember when I was brand new with Cutco, my manager at the time, he goes, show me your calendar. I was like,
what's a calendar?
Like, you want me to write down what I'm doing tomorrow? I was dead serious. And he's like, you don't have a calendar? I was like, I have you mean I'll write it down what I'm going to do? And that was it. And then I got this tiny little one, and I was using that for a while or something. And then we had a meeting one day, and he's just wanted me to do this thing and that thing. I was like, that's impossible. I can't do this. And he pulls out my calendar. He goes, dude, your calendar starts at 9 a.m. and goes till 5. Go get a grown-up calendar that goes from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right? Or at least 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. He's like, of course you feel you're stressed out. What do you do between 7 a.m. and 9 or 5 p.m. and 10? I'm like,
sleep?
Yeah,
I don't know,
dude,
nothing.
chill.
Yeah.
Do whatever, just skate. I don't know. But then you get that bigger. So it's like having that plan on it and just going from there.
Well, you know what? I mean, we're running low on time, but I wanted to ask you, about your book. When did you decide that, I need to write a book? How does one just decide this is what I'm going to do? We've talked about, writing a book, him and I, in the past, but never done it. You did it. What was that process like?
Yeah, it's how Elrod told me to do it. That's funny. Looking at the Miracle Morning for it. That's the funniest way to sum it up. I mean, I was coaching with him personally for a while, and he has a great point that I do believe everyone's got a story and a book in them. So... But really what it was is just the mindset of, if you do something in life that other people will struggle with or find challenging, if enough people ask you how you did it, for me, in which case was kind of turning my life around personally and overcoming some weight challenges and stuff like that. It's like, well, then turn around and help other people doing it. Because, here's the thing. I'm a pretty funny guy. I love jokes. I can make jokes. Hit me with an insult, I'll brush that. I'm the Teflon Don. Ha, 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 ha. I was going to jump out of my friggin' window when I was in 4th grade because I was a fat kid. I was super depressed. I was going to do it again when I was in 8th grade. I almost killed myself again when I was in 9th grade. I'm hilarious. Other kids aren't. And there's thousands of people out there, young people in general, who are just super in a place that's just not really positive. And so if you come from a place like that where I was, and you have a toolbox like I do, or at least that I think is solid, well, what are you waiting for? So the process of it was, Hal told me to write it. I coached with him for a while. Did what you do when you want to get something done, dude. I spent a year and a half procrastinating it, and then I got serious, and I got a coach, and I was done in a year. And then processing it, or doing the publishing, was, people were like, was it hard to get it published? It was from 9 a.m. till 9:35, the process of publishing this book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I was working with the coach. They sent it to Amazon. Amazon proofed it. I went into an appointment at 9. I came out. My coach had sent me an email being like, here it is.
Done.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. You're an author now. I'm like,
wow.
Now that I've almost read 50 books, it's a good thing I have one of my own now.
I love that. I love that.
But I think everybody could write one. The process is simple. It's just a matter of anything, how do you...
Sit down and
How do you get healthy? You eat healthier food. How do you get smarter? You read books. How do you write a book? You sit down and you just
write the book.
Push that out, man.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of a silly question. I knew the answer to that.
No, but it's true though. People, how do you do that? I'm like, you just have ideas and you write them down and you just throw shit at the wall, basically. I mean, the best advice I ever got was from a woman who I was in Toastmasters with for a while, and she's great, and she's super... passionate, very interesting lady. She's written multiple books. She's a very artist type lady. Shout out Jill, I love you. And we sat down for coffee one day, and I was like at that point where I was kind of like almost done with it, but still not totally there. And I was telling her I was having trouble, and she goes, "Oh, that's your problem. You're trying to write a book. You should just write some shit." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
That's
She
advice.
goes, "Why are you trying to write a full book? You should just write the shit that's in your head." And I'm like, "Just anything?" She goes, "Anything." Like, so I'd sit down and be like, "There's nothing in my head right now. I'm just supposed to sit down here and write this chapter about this book because Jill told me to." And the chapter was originally going to be about the success cycle, which is like, I guess you could sum it up as ba-boom, da-boom. And oh, look at this, this bird out there. And like when I went through with the editor, there was a couple of those like,
Birds.
What is it? Like, look at the wall. It's huge. I can't believe it's white right now. I'm going to color the whole thing red because red. And then I could just run with it. And so I just write some stuff down, dude.
I love it.
Literally, his
There's
mind is coming on paper.
And because that was my problem, I was
works.
sitting there trying to be like, what's the best way? Like, if I was reading this right now, what would sound good? And
You're
it's
trying
like,
to have
well,
a fully
what are you
edited
trying
book.
to do? Yeah, what are you trying to do? That's why you have. That's why someone gets paid a lot of money to edit books.
That's funny though. I like that. Just
Yeah.
write some shit.
Just write some shit, man.
That's exactly what I tell
And
my
it-
every single day in class. I have my kids write 10 minutes in a journal every single day. Write some shit.
So it goes to how much time do we have?
And just keep going. Don't
Okay,
worry.
cool. Well, you said if we're kind of wrapping up soon, there is something like on that note too of like what I've developed is somewhat, I guess you call it a life philosophy, is just do more and help more. What's the big problem in my opinion is just there's not enough people doing enough and there's not enough people helping enough. Like help more. I love what you guys are doing. That we could go. That is a whole nother podcast that I'd love to talk about sometime. But like, just do more. Like, why am I not where I want to be? Because you're not doing enough.
That's
like,
true.
why don't I have a book? Because you didn't sit down and write it. Like, why aren't my abs great? Because you didn't do enough crunches. Like, why don't I have enough money? Well, because you like sleeping more than you like making money. Like, why? It's really simple. Just get up and do the damn thing. I'm a big fan of like David Goggins in that way, and like Gary Vee as well. But like, growth is painful, and that's why I said with the young people, it's like some of them will hopefully figure that out from the get-go. I wasn't one of those, and others will just learn the hard way. And some of them inevitably will have destroyed lives from it, hopefully not too bad, and others hopefully will learn and bounce back. But the bottom line is you're going to learn. Life will serve you up a knuckle sandwich, bro.
Yeah.
It's coming. So you got to learn to block or duck or weave or punch back or something. But like the faster you do one of those things, it's going to be better. But yeah, do more and help more. I think that really kind of
Sums it up.
That sums
Yeah.
me up, and at least at this version of me, this 30-year-old version of Eric currently on this
on this
space
vid.
journey- on this rock going
Yeah,
a million miles an hour.
No, but I mean, just in talking to you, I mean, just getting to know you, like here. I mean, when I meet some people, sometimes I'm like, dude, they got it together. Like you got it together. Are you a perfect human being? By no means, no. But you understand. You're aware of who you are and where you want to go. And to me, when you hit that, that's like the pinnacle of where you now the world is your oyster. Now it doesn't matter what you do because you know exactly where you want to go and you're getting there. You're taking steps every day to get there. That's what I want to bring into my classroom with these kids. I just want them to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
If you can figure out who you are and where you want to go, it doesn't matter what gets in your way because you're just going to go around it, go over it, go under it. It doesn't matter because you know where you want to go. So, thanks for taking the time to come on the show today, like to share
been
that.
awesome, man.
Dude, simple.
Right?
Help more,
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's a whole. I mean,
do more.
yeah. So the help more thing has a whole. Again, we could talk about that
Oh.
contribution, giving, and charity, and the whole. I mean, just do more of it though. Go back to the first step.
If you're struggling in two, go to one.
Yeah.
If you're struggling with one, just go to two.
Yeah,
you're
if you're
good.
tired of one, go to the other one.
Then you won't get tired.
Yeah, exactly.
Nike, just do it.
Dude, they're onto something.
They are.
Yeah.
For a long time, they've been doing it.
Right?
All right. Hey, man, thanks a lot for coming down.
It's been
Appreciate
phenomenal,
it.
man.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
super stoked to be here. Happy Friday through Thursday, whatever day it is that you're working.
Whatever day it
listening
is.
to.
Help more, do more. I'm going to steal that if you don't mind.
Steal away.
All right, awesome. All right, ladies and gents, just a quick reminder, 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year. Help more. So if you got shoes or you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. And realtors, lenders, do you have a deal that you need to close? We're looking for people that want to work with us. You see us every single day on the show. We want to take care of you guys just like you guys take care of your clients. So hit us up. There's a link in the show notes. Click on it. If you want to help get your clients some insurance in a quick turnaround time and give them the service that they deserve, hit us up. That's what we want to help you with. Also, if you're going to be available on Saturday, we're going to be the beach cleanup in IB, August 24th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Or on Sunday, August 25th, 25th with Christian's Big Heart Run. It's going to be at Roar Park. All that information is on our website, csfirst.com/events. And if you have any questions at Business Bros Pod, that's all we got for you guys today.
No, it's not.
Ooh, we got something else.
Yeah, we got to give Eric a chance to...
Holy crap, I forgot Ask the Bros and Eric. Dude, I forgot 2 segments. What's wrong with me?
I don't know, but we're going backwards now.
All right, it's all right. And now you got the promos. Let's do it. All right, Eric. So first of all, Ask the Bros.
Ask the Bros. So what are your biggest goals you're working on right now?
Ooh.
Both inside the business and outside the business. One of each.
Yeah. So for me, outside the business, I'm trying to really define my why. I'm very good at what, right? Like I sell real estate. I can do tax returns. I have an insurance company. I'm a teacher. I have a lot of what's, but I want to clearly define my why so that I can give it in an elevator speech as simple as possible. What is it? Why do I wake up every morning and go to the gym? You know, when I wake up at 4 a.m, why is it that I show up on the podcast every single day? Why is it that I do these things? I just want to fine tune my why. That's outside. Inside, we're building our insurance agency. We want to make it the most dominating force that we have with all the realtors that we've connected with, and we want to provide a symbiotic relationship between what we do in insurance and what they do in real estate.
Nice, man.
That's the
nice
for me here.
Yeah, no, I mean, as far as in business goes, it's basically the same thing because I'm the one really on the front lines of that insurance industry, using the podcast to continue to connect with people and bring value wherever we can. Outside, that's a good one. You know, my biggest thing is I did get myself into some unnecessary and just bad debt in general, and I'm digging my way out of it, and you know, that's my big one that I'm working on.
True that, man. I've been there. It takes a little bit of time.
Yeah,
so
a little bit of discipline, making sure I stick to the budget.
The choices, man. Exactly. Yeah, because you budget, right? You gotta remember you set it and you don't budge. That's the point.
Set it and you don't budge.
But
you got a bunch of good lines. I'm gonna be stealing quite a few, man.
Write it down.
Keep talking.
Someone told me I should write a book or something.
Right?
But no, I think that's great. Have you read Start With Why?
I have read Start With Why, and now I'm reading Finding Your Why.
You're reading it too?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
I just started it yesterday.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
So
yeah, those are both awesome.
I like it, man.
Yeah, I just finished the Compound Effect, and so now I started. He mentioned the Finding Your Why, and I was like, oh, that sounds exactly what I should be doing.
Yeah.
Click.
I think if I can add just one more thing, dude, we could go forever, but just on the note of what you're asking for young people is, in terms of controlling your environment, you know, and your sphere of influence, is asking that question to people and then finding people who have answers to it. That's it for young. It's like start asking that question to people and seeing what you like if they say.
If you like what they say, then you're jiving.
It's just like if they actually have an answer, I think that's phenomenal, because I think for most young people the answer is going to be pretty vague. But just to plant that seed of like, maybe that's something you should ask people and say like, "What's good, bro?" Not immediately, but like it's a deep question you can ask people and get to actually know them and what they care about, and if they know them at all or anything like that. You know?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, for me, it's like one of those things where, okay, we're going to continue to talk. Like, your answer was good enough for me to want to know more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Well, it's just, I think, too, it's just that you can help people more, too. Like, you know, I hear things like that, and my next question is always like, so how can I help you grow your insurance company? Or, like, what are your biggest challenges to do that? And it's like, you can actually learn what people care about. And we don't have to go into that right now. We can actually talk about that, you know.
We can do it again.
Yeah.
That's just fun.
Definitely.
Eric's invited on Fridays. All right, ladies and gents. Now we got this camera right here. Why don't you grab your book real quick? Boom.
Hello.
Tell people how to get a hold of you, Cutco, with book stuff. Tell them anything you want to tell them.
So after you're done getting your deal closed with these two lovely gentlemen right here, and you want to be part of the 12% of people who use the same realtor or lender again and leave a lasting impression forever, don't give them gifts that go away after one night when they drink them or eat them or use them as a doorstop or something like that. But yeah, so use our branded gifts for all your closings. We very much appreciate it. You can contact me. I'm at Eric@sharpretention.com. I'm sure that's probably popping up on the screen. 858-255-1142. Hit me up. My phone's off after 11 though. It's okay. But I'll get you back at 6. And yeah, and so that's our business that that honestly, that keeps the lights on. That's the vehicle that keeps my passion and everything going, and is what I'm most passionate about. And then what it allows us to do in our free time, but no time is actually free. I wrote a book. Search me on Amazon. Just Eric, ERIC, Gillman, GILLMAN. It's called The Power to Change, but just search my name. It will show up on a higher list. And Eric Rides for Hope is my Instagram. These things are all on the screen.
Yes.
Yep. Cool. And ericgillman.com. It's all pretty similar. And we keep our branding consistent with orange. So it's on ericgillman.com. It's on Sharp Retention and sharpretention.com. That is our website for the gifts. That is the site definitely to check out. And you can always email me if you want more info. And I'm always happy to connect. Phone call, text, email, and get it all done for everybody.
Awesome.
Perfect. One last thing.
And I hope you have a super sharp rest of your day.
Ooh, oh, nice. There you go.
Nice. Drop at least one more line.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He was buttering me up.
The closer.
Butter your biscuit. Last thing. I just want to read a few of these comments from Zandra. We love Eric.
Oh, I love Zandra. Shout out.
Anthony and Diana Dwinell. He's awesome. So lots of love.
Thank you.
Lots of love from Ollie also. Nice. Calling it like it is.
Dude,
all about discipline.
Cool out there, man.
Yep.
He's in the
and there is, for anybody listening, check the comments on the video for the link to The Power to Change book on Amazon.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for having me, man.
Hey, man,
I hope you have a
phenomenal
rest of your Friday and happy weekend, and definitely looking forward to staying connected and
for sure
seeing what other cool things we can create in the future, man.
100%. Maybe I invite you to come talk to my kids.
What?
I'm always in, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. All right, ladies and gents. Now that's all we got for you guys. You guys got some extra bonus stuff, mainly because I forgot, so that was my bad. But hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. And if you're listening to us on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, have a great day. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Boom.
And we're out.
Beautiful.
All right. Thanks, Facebook. We love you.
See you guys.